Dudes, we got a couple more Forza videos, and there's some good ones. Some good ones. Especially, I mean, honestly, both of them were very good. But, yeah, some bangers. Some bangers. And some, I don't know if Doc or if any of the map triangulators are here in chat. Because I got not a bone to pick. I got questions that need answered. I guess is what I would say. So yeah, we'll jump into those, I suppose, right now. Hey, why not? There we go. Also, I did see somebody in chat ask if I saw what happened at Bathurst, and I did. And that was crazy. Hey, that should be bigger. That should be bigger. 1 second. I know what's wrong. Hey, there we go. Okay. Had that. Okay, sorry. Just text about my wife's car. Yes, there are 5. We've already looked at the other 3. Yes, you are right. They did one day or one every day for a week, but we looked at we already looked at the first 3 on the Wednesday stream. So now we're looking at the Thursday and Friday one. If you catch me, I guess. Anyway, dudes, this was the Thursday video. This was the Thursday dealio. And it's Alpine stuff. So let's go ahead and we'll just play the whole thing. And then we'll look at it. Here you go. Oh yeah, hold on. There we go. Good music in all of these, by the way, for the record. And these last 2 ones have some really good, like, wide landscape shots. And yeah, you know what? I'm trying to be quiet and not talk for this the first. Just let it play through so we can all see it, so we're all on the same page. Now we can start to analyze the pixels. Anyway, so this is cool because one of the big things from the earlier videos, like if you go to, I don't know, maybe not this one because this one doesn't really show any. Yeah. Maybe the Lowlands one. Yeah, here. I think I remember, yeah, I do actually. This exact scene, we were kind of wondering like how far into the Alps you'd be able to drive. And we were talking about that, and there's like a little ridge line here you can see, and I was speculating like, that looks like there might be a road up that. But yeah, we just didn't know like how far into this snowy area you'd be able to go. And the answer is quite a lot, which is crazy. This, maybe even more so than the last one, the map just seems massive. Again, I don't know if it's just like a perspective thing or, you know, like just camera tricks or whatever. Like the fact that Fuji is like part of the backdrop, so you like get the perspective that it's in the map, but like as far as we know, it's not. So I don't know. Like it's the map just seems enormous. It seems really, but we're gonna get to that because I've got maybe my first like concern, I guess I would say, with the map, but we'll see. Because again, like they're being very controlling with, not controlling. They're being very deliberate with what they're showing us. Well, yeah, no, exactly, Beto, exactly. Like this area alone looks really big. And like there's like you can see there's a road going all the way up here, and it kind of like goes around the peak and presumably goes around the other side of this little ridge line here. But But yeah, this area alone is quite large. And like, I don't know, like, is this camera inside the map? You know, like maybe this is kind of like right outside the map border or something like that. So they're really trying to like maximize the perspective of it. Measles, yes. But yeah, this is cool. There's like a little skiing place because this is a chairlift here. And as a person who likes to ski, it's kind of cool that there's going to be a little skiing place. So that's neat. At least that's kind of what it looks like. There obviously might be a chairlift for other reasons. It could just be like a normal old gondola, for like hiking or just, you know, getting people up for whatever reason, which would totally also be fine. But it's kind of cool. It's like skiing coded stuff, which I like. I think we also see these buildings up close. But yeah, it's cool. We've got like this little mountain village. Looks like there's, you know, a handful of roads going here. There's one road that like crests off this way. Yeah, man. Yeah, ski jumps would be cool. Yeah. Yeah, this one doesn't, I guess, give us too much to look at. But it is pretty. It is just pretty. It's nice. This one, again, this one's crazy. This one's wild to me. So, I don't know if we have any of the map triangulators here. I'm very curious. Like, if you look at this shot, this looks like it's in a reasonably different area to this location. Right? Like this, you know, here, I'll have my camera. This does not look like... Obviously, like, they're both in the snowy mountains. They're gonna be close to each other. Like, of course. But they look like they're kind of too I don't think there's any overlap, is I guess what I'm saying. Like, what we're seeing here, I don't see any of the same stuff here. And this alone is like a big looking kind of alpine area. And then there's also this. And I'm just trying to get to like the last frame because you can see there's a little road that kind of goes down the mountain there. You can see all the way back. There's a road that kind of snakes up around here. It looks like, I think there's a road here. Maybe that's like a little off-road bit. Obviously, there's the road right here. Yeah, I've got to assume this is like on the other side. Yeah, I don't think you see Fuji in that first shot. No. This, I believe, is heading east. Like, we're facing east here. Maybe southeast? Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's just the Alpine area on its own seems quite big. And it looks like the whole map, this is definitely during winter. So maybe they're also playing with that a little bit. Like, we've seen this, but not in the winter kind of thing. I can plop my camera up. I'm not really hiding too well. I kind of am. But yeah, like you can see all the way down here, all in the mountains over here in the hills. Like, that's all snow. So I think this has to all be during winter. I know we've seen this ridge. This is kind of a distinct little ridge line that like comes down into the valley of the map, if you can call it that. Morco, hey, good to see you. So I know we've seen this, so I'm sure people can kind of place this more or less. But yeah, it's just cool that we can actually like get up into these mountains. And it also kind of implies that like, yeah, this whole ridge line is all going to be like drivable terrain, which is just crazy. Anyway, little close up. It's cute, looks cool. I think this is one of those buildings that you can see from this first shot. Like, I'm guessing it's... maybe it's this one or this one. It looks very much like these, but there's two here. Excuse me. I mean, maybe it's just hiding. Yeah, I think... Yeah, I don't know. Homie. But yeah, looks nice. A little snow on the roofs. It's cute. I dig it. This is also crazy. Because, like, where is this? So this, okay, so, oh my, okay, hold on. I'm starting to figure this out. But yeah, like, look at all these roads. There, road. Like, there is just a absolute mess of roads down here, all in this kind of alpine area. So this is that same ridgeline I was just talking about, actually. So, yeah, this alpine area, where's that? Okay, yeah. So there, I wonder if this down here, this little road right down here, is like right here. I think those might match up. So again, you're seeing like, I'm trying to think if, I don't think this has any overlap with this either, but maybe it does. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, this is crazy and it's cool. This is like a, total like ski route. This gives me big like Blizzard Mountain vibes. Big Blizzard Mountain vibes. So this is cool. The Hoki Edition Brocky is coming back. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, this all looks great. The roads look very nice. Trees are all caked up, all frosty. Yeah, this looks awesome. And I do wonder, like, I wonder how much of this over here is going to be drivable, if any, or if it, like, this maybe is the borderline of the map somehow. Like, I wonder if it kind of, yeah, I don't know. I still don't really have a good perspective of it. But yeah, this looks awesome. I loved Blizzard Mountain for roads kind of like this, just these like big, smooth, snowy roads. They were really fun to drive on in Horizon 3. So I'm excited we're like getting that back. Yeah, this all just looks great. And yeah, there's like a ton of roads right around this little area. Yeah, great shot. This is fun. That's cute. Nothing. Oh, hold on. Let's get out our translator. 1 second. Translate. Let's see what it says. Will it pick up on it? It's not wanting to pick up on it. Hello? I'm in Japan and I need immediate help. Please tell me what this means. Oh, Beto, apparently this is a real building. Cool. Yeah, it's just Google Translate's like, no, that's not text. Sorry, buddy. All right, fine. Fine, I guess. Yeah, so is this a real thing then? Is this like a real landmark? Or are you saying just the building itself? Either way, cool. Little building. This is cool because I asked early on if we were going to be able to drive up. And this definitely implies quite heavily that yes, we will. This looks pretty clear to me that we'll be able to drive like up above the big snow walls. So that's cool. That's fun. I'm sure at some point there's going to be like jumps where you got to like jump from one to the next, like jump across that gap or something like that. So that's cool. The snow and ice also just looks gorgeous. All the texture stuff has been great in the game so far. So yeah, all that looks really pretty. Similar shot. Oh, in the dev direct there was a jump. Wow, I totally missed that. Yeah, again, like, yeah, this is totally like meant to be a ski hill. Because you got again more chairlift action there, and then kind of these little windy road routes. I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited for this. I love that this is gonna be in the base game because, like, kind of we haven't really had this in any of the base games. I was trying to think, like, Colorado, we didn't really get stuff like this. Even, Horizon 4, we didn't really get stuff like this. And then 2 and 3 and 5, we definitely didn't get stuff like this in the base game. So it's cool that this is just in the base game. It's great. That road screams to me that there's going to be a supercar race through the road, but us as the main character might pull up in an off-road and drive on the snow above the cars. Yeah, I could totally see that. Could totally see that. Or vice versa, like we'll be in the supercar and there will be like off-road stuff jumping overhead. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, there you go. Very cool. And then I think that's the last shot for this one. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, this was a cool one just because I had no idea. It was a big question mark for me, like how much of the Alpine area is going to be drivable. And it seems like a lot. It seems like a whole lot. Just from this alone, like this almost looks like its own map. There's so much here. And I don't know how much of it is like clever camera trickery. I'm sure to a certain degree it is, but like even this road, I don't think you see this road anywhere else in the footage. Unless it's just there and you kind of can't tell. Yeah, I don't think it's that. I don't know. It's crazy. It'll be exciting how much this area will change with the seasons. Yeah, I wonder, because they did say that there would be permanently snowy areas. But we also saw, I don't know, is it in this? I don't think it's in this one. We did see some of the seasonal change stuff with, no, it wasn't this one. It wasn't the plane. Was it this one? I don't remember which video it was. We did see a building that is the same as, maybe it's in this new one that we haven't even gotten to yet. Yeah, this. Yeah. I think it was in the Dev Direct. We also saw this building in the Dev Direct covered in snow, which is very cool. People are going to complain about permanently snowy areas. I don't think so, actually. I know where you're coming from. I hear you. But I got to be honest. I think it's going to be fine. I think it's going to be fine. Because the map looks so big anyway that I think there's going to be enough variety where people who want snow can go get snow. People who don't want snow can go not get snow. But yeah, this building was also shown off like covered in snow from a different angle. So this is definitely going to be an area that will be reasonably affected by the seasons. I wish I knew where the other side of that was. But yeah. Oh, my dog's whining. Hold on. I was like, what is that noise? I can just open the door and let him in because nobody's home. One sec. Hi, buddy. Yeah, you can come and go as you please. Oh, jeez. Sorry, dog. Hi. I love you. Mwah. Okay. With how many people complain about Horizon 4 snow months, probably they'll complain. Yeah, but again, I think this might be a best of both worlds situation because what people didn't like about 4, the snow in 4, is that it covered the whole map. That was the problem people had. It wasn't that people disliked snow inherently. It's that for the week of winter, you couldn't not drive snow. And I think the implication is that like the southern part of the map is now not always going to be covered in snow. Like there will be a permanent snow place. There will be kind of a transitionary zone. And then like the southern bit of the map, will not be snowy. So if you don't want to drive in snow, you don't necessarily have to. So I think, and we don't necessarily know that, because I will say, for what it's worth, this does kind of show snow throughout a lot of the map. But I've got to imagine that, like, these areas are not going to be snowy. Maybe I'm wrong. very much. Maybe I'm wrong, but like I don't think this highway is gonna all of a sudden be covered in snow. Because this is much more of like a tropical kind of vibe. It's further south. So I don't think, again, could be totally wrong, but my guess is that these areas will still let people like have grip if they want to drive their supercars around. Yeah, Reed, you and a lot of people. A lot of people would log in during winter and be like, oh, well, guess I'll play next week. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't do rivals for a full week. No, I know. I in Horizon 4, I did a lot of PR stunt stuff. I did a lot of leaderboard hunting for PR stunts, but it sucked because you couldn't do that at all in the winter. You couldn't do it at all because it was just objectively worse. You just couldn't be that good in the winter because you didn't have the same grip. Yeah. Fuse says it'd be nice if it was more storm-based. Like, while it's winter, more of the map is snow, hotter areas would get a chance. Yeah, that was actually what I expected 5 to be. We've talked about this on stream before. When I first heard that we were going to get, like, monsoons and sandstorms in Horizon 5, I was like, oh, so they're going to, like, move around the world, right? And they were like, no, not really. And I was just like, oh, okay. But that's what I expected. That's the thought that I had right away from Horizon 5 is like, oh, this is how they're going to evolve the seasons, is they'll have like localized weather, which I still don't think is the case. They've dropped some like, I think it's just kind of PR talk a little bit. I still very much don't think we're going to get like, yeah, localized weather or anything like that. I do think that winter will be winter for the whole map, but that doesn't mean that like down by, south of Tokyo or whatever on the coast is necessarily going to be covered in snow. I think the map is now big enough to have it where like there will be more snowy stuff in winter, but it's not going to be the whole map. So we'll see. We'll see. What I never really got was why they won't change the day-night cycle based on season. Dude, yeah, I know. It would make so much more sense to me to have like longer nights in winter, longer days in summer, and then like a middle ground for the other 2 weeks. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't catch anything. Did we get new Horizon 6 stuff? Depending how caught up you are, yes. Last stream, so every day this week they put out like a new 30-ish second video. On Wednesday, we looked at the first 3. We looked at the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday one. Now we're looking at the Thursday and Friday one. So if you've only been paying attention to my streams, yes, there's 2 new videos. But if you've like been around the subreddit and Twitter and whatever social media, and already seen these, then yeah, they've been out since Thursday and Friday. I miss my Aurora Borealis. I know Northern Lights in Mexico is unrealistic, but yeah, does Japan ever get any Aurora stuff like up north? Do they ever get any Northern Lights? I don't know about that. I would have to assume, like, if it's strong enough, it probably comes far south enough to hit like northern Japan. But yeah, that would be cool if like up in the mountains, at night we get a little bit of a little aurora in the map. That would be sick. Because I mean, Northern Lights are just very cool, like objectively. Only know what you covered. Okay, perfect. Yeah. In that case, then there are 2 new videos. There we go. So this one focuses on the Alpine region, and we get a lot of like big wide shots showing off what the mountains are gonna look like. But yeah. Not necessarily being realistic, but why not? Japan should not be high up enough. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm maybe thinking. But, like, there are rare solar events where it could maybe come far south enough. I mean, you never know. The northern tip of Japan, theoretically, get in, but it's limited. Yeah, right. Anyway, yeah, this all looks great. I think as far as winter driving, this looks fantastic. It looks very, very nice. Yeah, I'm curious how much of the map is gonna all be covered in snow. We'll see. Anyway, that's that one. And then we've got the Highlands. This was the final one we got. And I think arguably the best one. It depends on your perspective. But I'll play through this one, just raw, and we'll go from there. Whoop, hold on. Start it over. There we go. There's that building we were talking about. Get to see this area from a different angle. Ugh. And this, the final shot of this one. Just a banger. Just an absolute banger. So yeah, this one gave us some of our like best big like map overview shots. And it's just gorgeous. At first sight, this does not look too eliminator friendly. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, pop away the camera here. This shot, not too much necessarily to focus on. But again, like, that mountain range is like where we were in the last shot. It's crazy. The roads look very rally DLC. Yeah, these roads look nice. You got a decent little bit of elevation right there. That's going to be, you know, nice and dynamic. Curvy. Looks good. I'm all for it. This is just gorgeous. I just think like the color grading, I guess you could say, in this looks really pretty. Obviously, you got Fuji in the background. You know, nice road. Little hidden lake right there at the end. Little pond. Kind of tucked away in that valley. Very, very pretty. Yeah, some elevation, I know. It feels like they're just really going heavy with all the elevation. Like, you can follow, there's a road that kind of follows this little ridge here. It seems like it's this road. Whoop, hold on, we're not there yet. Yeah, it just looks great. Just looks great. Anyway, yeah, the next shot, you can see so much elevation in this. So much. Like, you've got a road coming down here. Looks like that kind of bends around, just dives down here. I think it probably comes around right there. Yeah, the elevation in the map looks fantastic, I think. Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. And then, is the next one the bridge shot? Yeah. Again, tons of elevation. Like, obviously you're very high up on a bridge, but like down here is, you know, there's no reason to believe down here won't be drivable. I think pretty much guaranteed that's going to be drivable. There's also something up here. They're careful to like not quite show it. But there is something right here. You can kind of see it probably in the video. There's like a couple of little tents. Couple of little tents right there, and then some red something. So I think there's like a parking lot or some sort of thing right there. Down here you can see some farm fields as well. This reminds me a lot of... It's in Horizon 3. Horizon 3 on like the west side of the map. There's kind of a big bridge that, for whatever reason, this reminds me of so much. But yeah, this looks nice. That also looks like a destructible barrier, so like 100% cars are gonna fall off this at some point, which is great. But yeah, this looks nice. It looks nice. It's very pretty. Yeah, again, oh, sorry, I didn't hit my camera. Yeah, we talked about this building. This is gonna have some seasonal changes to it. I do want to find... Does anybody know that other shot that I'm talking about? I think it's in the Dev Direct. Hold on. What folder is that in? Let's see if we can find it quick. I'm trying to think of like where that shot is in the direct. I wonder if any of what we've seen is from Legend Island as well. My guess is maybe not. So I know the shot... Okay, the shot would be snowy. Yeah, this looks so pretty too. MG Master. Yeah, I saw somebody post about that on Reddit. I don't think that is anything. MG Master. I think if they were doing interior customization, we'd know about it. Maybe it'd be a fun surprise. It would certainly be a fun surprise. But yeah, I'm not personally putting any stock into that, is what I would say. Man, is it around? I don't know if it's around there. I have no idea where that shot is in the direct. Is the bummer. I have like a vague idea of what I'm looking for, but not the best. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it because I don't think it's past here. That's all talking about the estate. The assist stuff. Car meets. Here's Ebisu. More event lab. Dang, yeah, I wish I knew where that shot was. Wyvern, you know the clip I'm talking about? Yeah, if anybody can find, I know it's out there somewhere. I just can't place it. I want to find the the snowy. You can see this building from a different angle, covered in snow. You see it from like up on the hill. I don't think it's in these shots. I feel like it was in the Dev Direct, but maybe I'm wrong about that. It's not in that one. That's not in that one. Freeloader, I won't be able to pull it up on stream. You can DM it to me on Discord if you're in my Discord. It's not in this one, is it? And we just like totally glossed over it. No, I don't think so. Okay, 427 in the Dev Direct. Thanks. Boop. We've passed 427. It's a lie. Hold on. I'll just let it play through for a minute because it could just be a very quick clip. No, because then we go to... Yeah, then it's all this. Maybe it's here? No? No? There's my beloved Honda City. It's not here. Yeah, we've been around here. Is it sooner? We'll go to like 407. Let it play through a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I know it's somewhere. Okay, Beetle says it's 219. Oh yeah, very different timestamp. Okay. Hey, right there. Okay, thanks. Perfect. Okay, yeah, that's the shot I was looking for. Okay, we'll get the full 4K. Snap that 1 second. Bada bum, bada bum. And then let me pop up this one. So I can put them side by side. Oh god, now where is it in this one? Oh, that's right, it's not in this one. There's too many clips. Here we go. Okay. And then take a screenshot of this. All right, cool. So, actually here. Pop over here for 1 second. There we go. I wish you guys could like go ultra wide with me, because what I always do here, I think I can actually show this on stream. Yeah, so what I do whenever I'm like comparing, oh, it's not gonna work while I'm streaming, is it? I mean, I guess oh yeah, well there you go, it kind of worked. But I can like side by side. There we go. I can like do that and I can see both of them, but obviously for you guys, that doesn't really work. But I mean, in a way, there you go. You can kind of see it. But yeah, obviously those are both the same building. So that I think is kind of our best indicator of seasonal differences. And this is definitely pretty high up in the mountains. I mean, you can see from this shot, Rainbow, very different angles, but sure. You can see from this shot that, here, would this be even, here, what if I can do, here, let's give it a little bit. I'll give you guys maximum coverage. No, don't, Windows, stop. Don't do it. Don't do the little top grab thing. How do you make it not do the zoom to the top? Maybe I'll just do that. And then we'll do that. There we go. There we go. And then this one. About there. No. Windows. Stop doing that, Windows. I know I'm asking a lot of you right now. Okay, there we go. Oh, well, yeah, but see, then you guys, I mean, whatever, I guess. I can flip between the two. There. That works. That's good enough. Fused, I have power toys. That's how I auto snap to stuff. Yeah, I love power toys. That's how I have things that, like, I'm literally just snapping it and it just picks a window. Power toys is the best thing ever for ultra wides. It's just that what I'm asking it to do right now is not how I would ever normally use my monitor. Because I'm like setting it up all goofy for you guys. Because you guys obviously view a 16:9 screen and I view a 32:9 screen, like that. So yeah, that's the only reason why it's being funky. Anyway. Boop. Boop. No, I know, Fused, but like, this is the first time I've ever had to deal with this issue. So it's just never something I've messed with. No, it's fine. It's not enough of a problem to like do different modes for it. Anyway. Yeah. This shows you some really nice seasonal changes between the areas, which is cool. Cause again, yeah, like it looks very alpine-y. You can see that's a drift zone or a speed zone or something right there. Kind of looks more like a drift zone. Maybe it could be either. But yeah, looks nice. Very nice. See everyone spamming follow age. You'll love to see it. Anyway, we'll jump back to this. Play through the music, because the music's always so good. Fake fan, 0 seconds watching, boo. This is another interesting shot, because this gives us... So, I'm very curious, also, where people are now placing the stadium. Because I think the original assumption was that the stadium was over here. We've seen this lake a handful of times, I'm pretty sure. And we've seen this little circle road a handful of times as well. Um, but I know from, I'll pull it up. Was it in that first one? No, it was in this one. Yeah. So from here, people are assuming that this is the same lake and that the stadium is like opposite of the little spinny road. Nope, we're not there yet. So yeah, maybe it's like just out of frame here. Maybe it's hidden behind this little mountain range right here. I do still think they're the same lake. But yeah, it is interesting. I mean, maybe in all honesty, well, I don't think it could be like right here. Yeah, I don't know. People assume a lot. I mean, yes. That's very true. It just doesn't look like it's here. Which is, I think, where most people were assuming it was. So yeah, behind the hills from both... Wait, what? Behind the hills from both sides of the bridge? What do you... Rephrase that, Beto. I'm not sure what you mean. I don't know. Either way, yeah, Ami, you might be onto something. Either way, this gives us a nice new view at this. This will be fun to drive, sure. What I'm curious about, and well, you know what? We'll get into that. We'll get into that. Because our next shot has something very interesting. Who's gonna be going 40 here? Is that what the speed limit sign said? I guess. Oh yeah, right there. Yeah. This is also crazy. Both of these shots are actually crazy. Yeah, this is gorgeous. Just this like big... This almost reminds me a little bit, like when they say Bandai Azuma, it almost kind of, like this is kind of what that reminds me of in a way. But yeah, this looks gorgeous. Big, like wide open road, kind of top of this plateau of sorts, if you want to call it that. Yeah, it is a very Forza road. It very much is, but it just looks great. It just looks great. And what is perhaps the most interesting about this, and we'll get into this, is that right over here is a town. And apparently all the map speculators, all the confirmed triangulators have been saying this is not Tokyo, which confuses me. But maybe they're right. Because there's other shots of this as well. I think they're in... Is it in here? Or was it in that first shot? I think it was in the first video. Yeah. Oh, no. It's right here. This is the same location. It's really hard to see. But this is also a city down here. I'll get the screenshot of this so that we can enhance both of them. But yeah, there's definitely like a town here. And my assumption is just like, oh yeah, well that's Tokyo. But people have been saying that's not Tokyo, which is interesting. Anyway, we'll kind of bring it back to this. It's very pretty. Yeah, no like 90-degree boring intersections, right. Could be the village from the earlier trailer. Yeah, Fuji Kawaguchiko. But which is maybe... Oh, we'll get into that, though. We'll get into that, because I have a big talking point I want to bring up. Yeah, that's this shot. It's delightful. This is gorgeous. Holy crap, is fall gonna look good in this game. I think the next shot is also a really pretty fall shot. Oh, no. No, it's this one. But yeah, obviously this is like in autumn. Man, this is gonna look good. And look at this road. Ugh. Little pull off right here. This just looks gorgeous. All of this. And again, like, yeah, I'm curious, how much of what's up here is gonna be accessible. Like, is all the Alpine stuff kind of off to the left? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, this all looks beautiful. There's like all these like winding ribbons of road. You can see them all around down here. There's one like around here. You can definitely drive kind of along this. It's just gorgeous. There's a road that like goes up this way. The lighting on this looks so good. Oh man. Here, let me scoot that out of the way so you guys can get the full thing. Yeah, this is just friggin' beautiful. Man. And then here again, and we'll zoom in on this, but here again we see the city. Also, it looks like it's maybe like not loaded in, or I gotta enhance on that as well. But it looks like there's supposed to be a bridge there. It's just like the game hasn't loaded it into memory. We've also seen this, I think like the very first shot from the dev direct is in this field pointing out at Mount Fuji. Like that's that first shot that you can see from, hold on. I just know it's in the Steam page. Yeah, this one. This is that same location. This is that little valley right here. Yeah, so this gives you kind of a nice little perspective. Also, wow, yeah, because see here, and we can go to the video, but that's definitely Tokyo over there. Hold on. Let me... Yeah, it's the Sekiro field. Hold on. That's the wrong folder. Wrong folder. There we go. There we go. Okay, so where? Yeah, right here. Yeah, 100%. That has to be Tokyo over there. So, all right. Let me get my triangulation going here. Oh, I can keep it on this. That's fine. Like that's gotta be Tokyo. To me, there's just no way that isn't Tokyo. Which means, let me get the full shot here. So, I think that means that has to also be Tokyo. Although it is, I don't know if it's just like a map thing of like the buildings aren't rendered. You know, they don't like have the LODs for that. But I believe this has to also be this. Like they're just way too close. They're way too close. I don't know. So I'm curious what, well, unless, yeah, I don't think that, I don't know. I don't know. It's the whole perspective of it is interesting. Well, Beto, I just think it's not all loaded in because you can very, very clearly tell. You can very clearly tell here, there's a lot of skyscrapers. Like you can see these big dark black buildings. This is a larger city right here. And that's very obvious. Here, you do not see any of those skyscrapers. But the two locations look very much the same. Like these shots are from almost the same spot. So I'm just confused. Like I don't know how much of it is just like the LOD is broken and they just like let it slide. Cause it's clearly the case here. Like you can see right here, there's supposed to be a road here and it just doesn't track. And like you can see the LOD's really low right there. But there's obviously like a road that just isn't fully loaded in or something right here. And you can even see it in some of the footage that like some of the rendering is a little bit broken. Which like I'm not faulting them for the record. But I just don't know how much of that can be, I don't know how much of that you can take and be like, okay, well, does that mean this is Tokyo or not? Because obviously, yeah, I can't, well, I think at a certain point, it's just, we're up against a wall because at a certain point, it's just kind of the limits of like what's being rendered. Yeah, I don't know. Because if we think so, this shot, it's to the left of that little path. So it's like right here. The shot is like right here, again, pointing off in that direction towards Fuji, which is like right there. I mean, it just, that has to be the same spot. I just don't see any world in which it's not. See, like this little river. Yeah, like this river right here. This right here is this. Right here. As well. So kind of all that tracks. All of that lines up. All of that lines up. Which area of Tokyo? All of it. Yeah. I think this is all of it. I think it's just that it isn't loaded in. I think that is the trick. I think that's what is confusing. Is that in this shot, the like LOD is working. And you can see the skyscrapers a little bit better. And in this shot, it's not. Because I think this right here is like Tokyo Bay. Like that's the little outcropping. This little space right here is probably Tokyo Bay. Yeah, but Beto, again, from everything we've seen, so, you know, Tokyo's not going to look the same. I think this right here is Tokyo Bay. This little spot, that's the little arm that extends out, and that's Tokyo Bay. Right there. And I think this whole area is Tokyo. I just don't see how it could be anything else. Yeah, I think that has to be it. It's just interesting because, yeah, in this shot, like, you see this, which kind of isn't in the other shot. You obviously see skyscrapers. Looks like there's something over there. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's just LOD things. Because, yeah, from this, like, especially when you zoom out, you're like, oh, yeah, there's a big city over there. Yeah, it just has to be the same. So this is what is interesting about it. Is at no point, as far as I know, and this is what I'm still curious about, is how much of this is, how much of this can be taken as like valid information from this first trailer. We see what is very obviously Fuji Kawaguchiko, which is interesting because this, in none of the footage do we see Mount Fuji from this angle, really. Like, it's interesting. And at no point do we see this town, as far as I know, unless it's a much smaller town. Now, obviously, again, I'm not expecting this one-to-one in any sense of the word, but I do believe that to some degree this town is going to be in the game. And I don't think we see it in any of the footage. I don't think we see it in any of the footage. Like, unless they're just like, oh yeah, it's you know, it's this. Which, like, maybe? Like, you know, Horizon does that. That was down at 209 in the Dev Direct. Hold on. I believe this looks to me like the outskirts of Tokyo. I'm fairly certain. Here, let's listen to what they're saying.
Biggest, most exciting game yet. Full of beautiful landscapes and stunning contrasts of rural and urban, modern and traditional.
Yeah, I guess they don't specifically say. I take that as
and stunning contrasts of rural and urban.
Yeah, I see this as being like Tokyo suburbs. Because I know at some point in the video they talk about how Tokyo's gonna have like different districts and stuff. And my assumption was that this is a district within Tokyo, because that's like a decently tall building. There's a decent bit of oh wait, that's Tokyo Tower, isn't it?
Modern and
isn't that just Tokyo Tower right there? Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe that's just like generic radio tower. I like did not clock that at all in the video initially. I'm like 80% sure though that that's just Tokyo Tower. Hold on.
Of rural and urban, modern and traditional.
Yeah, I think it has to be. So yeah, that's outside of Tokyo. Yeah, unless they're like really messing with stuff. Oh yeah, here's another angle of that that one shot, by the way. But do you think that's just a radio tower? I think it would be weird if where I know somewhere else in the footage we see Tokyo Tower. So let's compare. Because I don't want to compare it to the real thing. Because we don't know how closely the model lines up. So can somebody find, because I know somewhere in the footage, we see Tokyo Tower. I know that that's somewhere. I have no idea where, though. Well, I think it's just because I think it just looks dark because of the way the light is hitting it. But we'll see. This is why we do this. Yeah, I don't think it'd be past here. I know it's somewhere in the footage. I swear we see it. And I'm almost positive it's in the Dev Direct.
In Tokyo City.
Yeah, see, look, like back there, actually, kind of interesting. You do get a good shot of. Hold on, let's gonna look at that quick. Yeah, like obviously there are big skyscrapers there. So like Tokyo is gonna have big skyscrapers. In the early part of the video, okay.
When you finally earn your gold wristband,
down a little bit.
Access to Legend Island, an exclusive region of the world with unique events, tracks, and areas to.
It's not on Legend Island. We know that.
Accomplishment. Throughout that journey, all of Japan outside the Horizon Festival is yours to explore at your own pace. So, let's talk about the location we've all been waiting for.
Okay. I mean.
Japan is
there it is. There's the actual model. Yeah, that does look bigger.
Full of beautiful landscapes and stunning contrasts.
That does look significantly bigger. You might be right.
This is our largest map, full of verticality, diverse biomes, seasonality, and breathtaking driving experiences. Elevated by Japan's.
I swear we get like a way better look at it at some point in the footage, though.
We wanted to deliver the most compelling and authentic game possible. To help us create those experiences in-game, we sought out advice and insight from people who've lived with Japanese car culture their entire lives.
I'm just letting it play through because I feel like I keep missing it.
Los Angeles and Tokyo, both cities known for car culture. I developed a passion for cars early.
I'll put my silly face up on screen for a minute.
Creative collaborations between Japanese and Western video game studios. Over the course of production, I had many conversations.
Like, I don't know if I'm just hallucinating this shot.
Japanese culture and how
I swear in one of the shots, you just, like, they just blatantly show it.
Example, when we discussed naming options for the player home at Tokyo.
Okay, I'm not crazy, Beatles.
picking.
Or are you sharing in this delusion with me?
Western users are considered fortunate in Japan. In fact, these numbers are also part of a well-known Japanese proverb, "Nana korobi yaoki," which means never give up.
I love how like none of the people at the computers are doing anything. They're all just like sitting there. I guess he's moving his camera a little bit.
At the start of production, our team traveled to Japan to capture reference for everything. Time lapses of real Japanese skies, photogrammetry of trees and geology, scans of roads and buildings, and things as simple as water kick-up. And
Obviously none of those shots.
Passing cars. From these references,
We're just gonna end up like watching this whole thing and it's not gonna be anywhere in here, is it?
adapting it for Horizon's open world gameplay.
I swear somewhere you just get like a really,
Anywhere else. That process begins with the
you get a really like clear shot of it.
C1 Loop, Ginkgo Avenue, and mountain passes. Like
It's
Mount
not there
Everest
either
and
though.
Ayazuma. Then we layer in the details around them, creating
The
a
collection
world
thingy?
that
Okay.
leads to discovery.
Like the story collection thing.
For this game, we've built
Some
a
yeah,
world
stair
that's
coding.
not there yet.
The new form of vibe coding is just stair coding.
Anything we've designed before, with multiple districts, each with a unique identity.
Yeah, so they're talking about the districts.
We work to create a city where every road, every corner, and every shortcut is fun to drive and a delight to explore.
Seasonal change in Japan is dramatic, and these changes are widely
I feel I
celebrated in
don't know, did we miss it?
We've captured that in game so that you'll see
Okay,
those
so we're at
changes
5 minutes into the video.
as you explore. That sense of exploration is at the heart of the game. Everything you find on your road trip in Japan is something for you to collect. Cars, houses, landmarks.
Right there. Okay. Okay, you know what? I'm actually going back to... No, I think that is... Okay, so this is at 5:15 in the video. So look at the top. You've got like this round grate. And then you have sort of a square, but with like rounded edges. And then you go back to...
And traditional.
That.
With landscape
That's Tokyo Tower.
and stunning contrast of rural and urban.
Yeah, that's Tokyo Tower. I think 100% now that that's Tokyo Tower. It just looks closer up, I think, in this footage. It doesn't look like as big in this footage, but I think that's a little bit of just like camera trickery. But you can see the exact same kind of like red and white grate right there. There's kind of a lower circle here. There's all these lights up the side of it. And then there's this like viewing tower here. And then over here... Where was it at in the video? What did I say? 5 minutes something?
Houses, landmarks.
Yeah, exactly the same. There's the red and white circle at the top. There's a lower circle below. There's all the lighting. And then there's the square. It's the exact same. So yeah, I think pretty damn 100% that's Tokyo Tower. So yes, I think we can say pretty confidently that this is in Tokyo. By my count, it's 981 pixels tall.
Modern and traditional.
Yeah, and if you let it pan, you do kind of see
Contrast of rural and urban.
that it actually is a little bit further away. If you see like the difference in like how the foreground and the background are panning, yeah. Why does it look black? That's what I was saying earlier. It's just that the sun, we're looking at the shaded side of it. We're looking at the shadows because the sun is behind it. So this is just, it just looks darker. It's just a lighting thing. There is, in my mind, there's literally no way this isn't Tokyo Tower now. Now that I've seen the other shot, unless this is like a weird small replica of Tokyo Tower, 100% that's Tokyo Tower. But yeah. Beto, no, there's no way. Again, look at it. Look, just
And
here, hold on.
contrast of rural and urban.
Okay, look at how you have a double banded little round grate here, followed by a lower one here, followed by, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strips of lights, followed by this big thing here. And then you go here, and again, you have the exact same red and white round thing with another round thing with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strips of lights, and then the square. Like, there's literally no way it's not the same building. It has, yeah, there's no way. That 100% that's Tokyo Tower. Yeah. Check my DMs. What do we got? What do the theory crafters got? Yeah, 1. Okay, I see image 1. Ruse, you could be right. Legally distinct Tokyo Tower. No, they do specifically say it's Tokyo Tower, which is cool. Like, that is legit a landmark. That it's like a specific landmark they do have the rights to use or whatever. Yeah. Beto, okay, so I think, Beto, you're getting confused about just the angle at which we're seeing it at. What Beto's pointing out, hold on. Open image. What Beto's pointing out is that I think this tower he thinks looks like a hexagon. But I think you're just getting confused at the angle we're looking at and the fact that these are rounded edges. We're looking at it sort of like further off to the side. It's not the same angle. Yeah. There's no way it's not Tokyo Tower. Yeah, there's just no way. It's just the direction we're looking at it. So what you're seeing is a flat here, the short rounding here, and then another flat here. So this is 90 degrees to this. Yeah. This is just that, like, rounded side. Not rounded, the, like, shaved side of the square. Yeah. I like those little potted plants on the side of the road. Dude, I know. This is honestly one of my favorite shots, like, ever, of the game. This looks so good, because there's so much detail. There's so much, like, lighting variety. Yeah, it's fantastic. This whole thing just looks so good. Yeah, all the little like potted plants, the little trees here, little vending machines over here. Also, all the little cars they've got, lined up and everything. It does just look so cozy. I really hope there is a house somewhere in here. I really hope there's a house somewhere in here. Wait, now I got more DMs coming through. All right, theory crafters. Debate. What's real? Choose your side. Oh yeah, and that one. I forgot about that one too. No, Beto, I think it's just like an optical illusion. I think in your head, when you see something one way and then you can't see it the other way. When it's like in your head you've like resolved the image in one direction, and so it's hard to like flip. But I'm telling you, I promise this is the same. I think, again, this side here. So here, listen. I shouldn't even entertain this, but I'm gonna anyway. Okay. So this is one of the bigger sides. This is a flat face. This right here. Actually, here, I'll open up in Paint. We're going to that side of chat by opening things up in Paint. Oh, how do I make that bigger though? I guess that works. Sure, I don't use Paint. Okay. That, and then that. So you have a face there. Actually, here, yeah. Well, here, I'll do it like this. This is probably not helping. Here, let me do it. Yeah, let me do this a little bit easier. There we go. Okay. There. Okay. Okay. That's that. Now, if we go to, we'll open up the other one. Hold on. This is, yes, Beto. Yes. Now if we go, where do I have it in the footage? Where was it at? 5:15?
Houses, landmarks.
Okay. Can you like open up a new, here, I'll just, I don't need to save that. New. Wait, no. Do that. Don't save. Okay. Okay. And then we'll do, no, wait, what? No. Red brush. Okay. Ugh. It's like that. Ugh. I can't draw in straight lines. There you go. That is what you're seeing. This from a different angle is this. You can even see the same railing at the top. Look. Damn it. Resize and all this stuff. Look at that. You can even see the same railing. You can even see the same windows. There you go. There you go. So that, what you're seeing there, that's the little short bit. And that's just that. There you go. All right. I will spend no more time on it. Okay. Back to the video, because we haven't even gotten to the end of this last video. Hold on. Where were we? I don't even know. Oh yeah, because we were talking about Tokyo. We got hella sidetracked. Okay. And then next shot. All right. There we go. Yeah, we left off kind of at this one, actually. So yeah, I think this has to wrap this up. I think this has to be Tokyo. I think the LOD just isn't working. I think that's kind of all there is to it. Yeah, that's that. Anyway, this one's really pretty again. We get to see a little bit of fall, a little bit of autumn. Beautiful. Not too much for the roads, but there you go. There you go. And then this shot. The friggin', the penultimate shot, if you will. My God. So we've obviously seen quite a bit of this track, actually. Because this is where one of the time attacks is. Suppose I can put my camera up for now. This is like Ebisu East Temu edition. But it's great. I'm fully here for it. It looks really nice. We saw the Time Attack Evo driving on this. That's like the leaderboard thing right there. It's great, man. It looks awesome. And like the fact that it's like up on this hill in the mountains and you're going to have a view of Mount Fuji. It just is a treat. And again, like the perspective of this, it just makes everything look so big. So this ridge right here, I'm actually just now realizing this. This ridge is the same ridge you see here. Yeah. This is that same ridge. So this little mountain ridge right here, this that you're seeing is what is up here, like right by the pause button. So all of, like, the other camera is right up here, kind of in this area. Which, again, just gives you such a perspective of how freaking big this map feels. Like, my God. It's just crazy to me. And again, I don't know how much of it is camera trickery and just being clever with their shots, but it's just enormous. Like, I wonder if from this shot, can you get an idea of where the Ebisu course is? I don't think so, because I don't think it's, like, down there. Let's get an enhance on this. Can I get an enhance? Yeah, it's too hard. It's too muddy. You can't really tell. Oh, sorry. Hold on. You guys have a big black screen in the way anyway. There you go. Yeah. Because I don't think it's that right there. I don't think that is the Ebisu course. Let me... Ridge Racer, please come back, baby. Yeah. Ridge Racer's a banger. Yeah, I don't think that's what you're seeing. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think so. But anyway, that it does still sort of connect the two. Because this is totally that little ridge right there. And you can see down in the plains, like right there, there's the plains. And then I think that's kind of that same little, like, farm area down there, which is very cool. And yeah, this shot just looks great. It looks great. Yeah, Dragon, I think you're right. Okay, so, and then that's it. That's all we got. That's what we get. So here's what I'm going to say. I don't know how much they're choosing to show. We know this for a fact, that they are in some of the shots hiding, I know the little excavator. We know for a fact that in some of the shots they are hiding some props. Because we've seen in some of the shots they're hiding, like, the PR stunt flags. Like, I think in this shot, actually, I'm pretty sure that is supposed to be a drift zone or speed stunt that we can tell from one of the other shots. But you don't see any of the flags here. And then, like, in this one, you know, we know they hide that bike. Because the bike is here, the scooter's here, and then the scooter's gone. But here's what I'm going to say. Everything looks unbelievably gorgeous. I am a little nervous that while it is, I want to be so careful about this. I truly do, because I'm not trying to, like, drop a bombshell that I hate the map. I don't. Obviously none of us have driven it yet anyway, but, like, I do watch especially this, and I go, man, but it does look pretty empty. And that could totally be because they are being very specific to only show us landscape. Like, the goal of all of these shots is to show us the landscape, not to show us necessarily a lot of civilization. But I do look at this. I'll hide the camera. And I do still see kind of a lot of nothing. And that's not inherently bad. I'm not gonna, I'm not trying to, like, totally crap on it. But you look at, these shots, and you're like, that is just like a big field of nothing. And that is kind of just like a big little valley with nothing. And there is just kind of, like, nothing. And there is, like, a lot of these shots, especially this one. Like, there's nothing down here. There's, you don't see civilization really anywhere. Yeah, it's nice. That's a good way to think of it, Mess. It's nice or nothing. This is so much prettier, in my opinion. I shouldn't even say prettier. better designed than Mexico. So, like, I'm not trying to, like, be like, this map sucks, blah, blah. Already, even at its worst, this looks better designed than Mexico because there's way more elevation. There's more, the roads look way better. There's more variety, and it looks like there's going to be more seasonal variety. So, like, even if this is as empty as it looks, it is still going to be a significant step up over Mexico. So I'm not trying to, like, totally crap on it in that sense, because just the elevation looks nice. And you want some roads that just are beautiful, like wilderness in the middle of nowhere. Like, these are good real driving roads, like, or this would be a good real driving road. And good real driving roads are often in the middle of nowhere. But I do think, like, one of the biggest complaints that you get about Horizon 5 is that the map's kind of empty. And I look at this and I do kind of go, yeah, like, it kind of looks a little empty. Purely in the sense of, like, we don't see really any villages. We don't see, like, bigger civilization centers outside of Tokyo. The biggest, like, village we've seen is, like, the most Horizon thing ever, where it's just, like, a street of houses. I think it's, like, the third shot here. Yeah, this. This, I have a pretty strong feeling that, like, this is pretty much just this street. Which is fine. Like, sometimes that's how it goes. That's totally fine. Did the Horizon 5 trailers show much of Mulahey or Playa? I actually do think one of the opening shots for Horizon 5 was in Mulahey, if I remember right. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll see. Obviously, like, we know there's a stadium in the map. And that's what I was getting at, too, with that earlier conversation about, like, where's Fujikawa Guchiko? Because that is, in real life, like, a decent-sized town. But we haven't seen it in, like, any of this footage. And a lot of what we've seen, it's gorgeous from a landscape perspective. But we just don't see a lot of civilization. But we know, like, there has to be some of it somewhere. Because we know, like, Tokyo and its multiple districts are in the map. And those are, like, 5 times the size of Guanajuato, and we know that, like, there's gonna be a highway network in the game because we see that at in the dev direct. Like, where, like, hold on, I gotta pull up the folder again. It's like the very last shot. Yeah, like, nowhere in the landscape footage do we see this big highway. Like, this has to be somewhere, obviously, in the map, but you just don't see it anywhere. Which is crazy. So, I almost, like, wonder... The hopium that I'm huffing is like, oh, this map is so much bigger than we realize it is. To the point where, like, this massive, 6-lane highway with huge shoulders and the big speed train, the Shinkansen, all of this, like, just shows up nowhere in the landscape footage. So, like, this map is just huge. Because, like, they were able to just show so much stuff that is not this. So that's what I'm, like, hopeful for, is like, oh man, this map is actually so much bigger than we think it is. But yeah, I just don't know. There's a shot in the field that shows the bullet train track. Yeah, it's in this one. Yeah, because I believe that's what this is, right? I think this is probably the one you're talking about. But yeah, like, the highway's not here. The highway's not in this one. And, like, again, there's, like, one house here. So I don't know. I was really hoping that what they would do, what I actually expected that they would do, is one of these would be, like, the city shot. So we got, so what were they all? They were coasts, low mountains, plains, biomes, Alps, and Highlands. I very much expected that one of them was gonna be the like Tokyo or cities or towns or whatever. And maybe we're not done yet. Maybe next week we're gonna get more. It could still happen. I think this was probably like a 1 week thing, and then they're gonna move on and do other stuff, but I could be wrong. I think it's very possible, because there was a big advertising thing in Horizon 5 about, like, how many biomes? They said, like, 15 biomes or something like that. What did they say? $11. Yeah. So this was, like, a big marketing thing for Horizon 5. Where they talked about how Horizon 5's map has 11 different biomes, and we've only been through 5 in the Tokyo map. We've only been through 5. So it's very possible that they're going to do another week of another 5, and then that'll be all 10 biomes, because presumably there's going to be ballpark 10 biomes. I don't know. Because there is, it's weird, like, while we've seen so much of the map, I still feel like we haven't seen so much of the map. So yeah, I don't know. I don't remember feeling this way about Horizon 5, I guess. In the sense of, like, I still feel like I just have no concept of the size of this map and the scope of it, and, like, where stuff is gonna be. Like, obviously you have rough placings of everything, and you can see one thing from one shot and see the same thing from the other shot and blah blah blah, but, like, I don't know, man. And again, I don't think any of this shows off Legend Island, which is supposedly a whole nother island with, like, its own stuff, which obviously is not going to be, like, big in comparison to the main map, but, like, it's going to be something. I don't know, man. I don't know. When was SKC, when was the release date for Horizon 5? What was it? November 2021 something? Mid-November, I think. Yourself asks, is it going to be 120 hertz? Do you mean like on console? I very much doubt it. On PC, obviously, you can run whatever frame rate you want. But yeah, on Xbox, I very strongly assume that it's going to be targeting 60. There you go, Wyvern. Wyvern says November 5th, 2021. Yeah, that sounds right. And then, yeah, 9th for the basic edition. Yeah, Bramo says console will have 60 and 30. Yeah, I would be shocked if that was not the case. Yeah. Unless maybe that's been confirmed in the performance stuff. I know they have put out some. I never focus on that because, again, I'm a PC guy. But yeah, maybe that's already been confirmed. I'm pretty sure they said 60 and 30 on Series X and S. Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah, they totally could have. I would, again, be shocked if they did 120 hertz. Series X is capable? I don't think so, to be honest. I don't think so. Unless they turned the graphics down a lot. Like, I shouldn't say it's not capable. No, with enough upscaling and scaling back of graphics, sure. I'm sure you could make Horizon 6 run at 120 FPS on a Series X, but I don't think they'd want to do it. I think the amount of sacrifices you'd have to make to get the game to run at 120 would, like, very much not be worth it. Because for bigger studios like this, especially like first-party console studios, they're so focused on visuals. They're so focused on it. Like, that is, in Horizon especially, like, it is meant to be a console showcase. And unfortunately, because I love high frame rates. I'm with you. But unfortunately, what they like is like the screenshot simulator. They want it to look pretty in screenshots and or like on YouTube. And on YouTube, you can't do 120 hertz. I don't think anyway. I think it tops out at 60. But you can do 4K. And so that's what they push. Because it's just better for advertising, and most people, the normies, would much rather have that than 120 hertz modes. On top of that, like, who's got TVs that support 120 hertz? Those are way less common than 4K TVs. Everyone's got a 4K TV these days. Not everyone, but 4K TVs are like the norm in a much bigger sense than 120 hertz capable TVs are. So that's people that aren't poor. I don't know. I've got pretty nice TVs, I'd say, and I don't have 120 hertz TVs. Mine both top out at 60 because like none of the content I'm going to enjoy on my TV is going to do 120 hertz stuff. My monitor does 240 because that's where I want that. But yeah, I feel like to this day, like most TVs, obviously you can get them. Like they obviously exist, but like most TVs are not doing 120 for the average person that's like buying a 4K TV. Yeah, they'll support like 120 at 1080. Yeah, if you drop the resolution, maybe I think some of the fancier ones do like display stream compression stuff. But yeah. Also, isn't it that higher the frame rate affects the game speed? No, not necessarily. It depends necessarily what you mean. For me, like on PC, I play Forza Horizon at like ballpark 100 FPS at 240 hertz. And like it's not like my game runs in fast motion. It's not like my game runs sped up. In Horizon specifically, there are very minute physics differences. It seems like there are some smaller things where the physics polling rate is tied to the frame rate of the game. So there are like minor competitive level differences in like how, and I'm talking extremely minor differences in performance. But for like the average player, it could not matter less. It's imperceptible for the average player, I would say. And for the record, none of us are average players because we're all here. but yeah, it makes no major difference. It's just from like a competitive perspective. Yes, it does. Like that's why Forza Motorsport locks to 60 FPS in multiplayer because they're worried about that stuff. Yeah, old games, some games that like tie animations or physics to frame rate, if you would bump up the frame rate, like especially older console games, if you try to like emulate a console game that ran at 30 FPS and try to emulate it at 60, it could run at double speed. But that in the modern day, that doesn't happen like I shouldn't say at all. It happens much less. Especially if the game exists on PC. If the game exists on PC, they know people are going to be turning up frame rate. We'll go from there. Yeah, GTA. Anyway, to bring us all back, dudes, I'm excited. I am excited. I'm very... I'm hesitant. My one big hesitation is the same thing we were talking about, of like, it does look like there still is not a lot of life to the map. And that very well may be because they deleted a lot of props just to get these landscape shots. Obviously, there's no traffic. We're not seeing any vehicle traffic, and that obviously adds a little bit of life. The shots are curated to focus specifically on landscape. But still, we're still seeing a decent chunk of the map. And I'm still excited that, like, Tokyo's gonna be in the game, you know? Like, obviously, we know there will be populated areas. But what I think one of the big issues I had, and this is, so when I made, I'll say this, my biggest turning point, we were kind of just talking about this, my biggest turning point for starting to not like Horizon 5's map is actually when I made that Easter eggs video. When I made that video, I spent hours just poring over the map in various free cams and stuff like that. This video here. And a little bit this one as well, the You've Never Been Here one. For both of these videos, I spent so many hours like just picking away. Oh my god, wait, you guys can't see that. You know, when I made this video right here, sorry. Anyway, these videos, the two kind of Easter eggy videos. When I made these, I spent so much time just poring over every single inch of the map. Yeah, right, Rainbow. And it made me really realize, like, damn, there's a whole lot of nothing in this map. Like, there's a lot of landscape, and the landscape's pretty, but there's just kind of nothing going on in the rest of it. And like what little you in Horizon 5, like you have these little pockets of like a little like farm community, and it's like the same 5 buildings, you know? It's very like cookie cutter copy paste, where one little farm community with like, you know, 5 houses and a couple farms is like the exact same, just mixed, like just remixed in another part of the map. And that's what made me realize, like, man, yeah, this map needed like more unique POIs. I think that's the big thing. The Horizon 5's map lacks unique POIs. The whole map should just have been covered with points of interest, like interesting. Entei, buddy, you okay? What's up, bud? Sorry, my dog was just like whining all sad all of a sudden. You okay? Oh, he might have just seen a dog outside and been sad. Anyway, yeah, I think Horizon 5's map should have had a lot more stuff. But it's so if you look at Horizon 5's map, you can take like Guanajuato, the stadium, the airport, or like the airfield, the 2 cities, the 2 smaller towns, Playa Azul and Mulahay, and then like the festival sites. And like that's kind of it. Like that's really all there is for like stuff in the map. Like large POIs that are like interesting with unique stuff. You know, maybe I'm like missing 1 or 2 things, but like outside of that, like a lot of the map it's kind of just landscape. And so I don't want that to be the case here. Like as a person who loves to explore maps and be rewarded by exploring, not like, you know, I know there's going to be I know there's going to be not danger signs, skill boards, whatever. I know there's going to be those all over, but like I want to be rewarded in my exploration by like finding something interesting in the world. Like a little hidden shrine off in the woods or whatever. So I hope the game has that kind of stuff. And then yeah, I hope, like, while I do want a lot of really pretty landscape, I think that's what Horizon's good at. That's what good driving is. Good driving is not driving through neighborhoods. Good driving is driving through places like this. I would kill to be able to drive my car in places like this, but it's not the most interesting visually if you're trying to like make this living world. You need to have a little bit of both. And I'm curious if we're going to see that. I hope they don't put bonus boards on power lines again. Oh, they will. You bet your butt they will. So we'll see. What I would love, if I were like their PR team, I would do this week, you know, as they did. And then next week, like starting tomorrow, do these exact same styles of video, but with all the civilization stuff. So do like one video that focuses, I don't know, around like the fishing villages, one that focuses around the stadium, one that focuses around Fujikawa Guchiko, one that and then like Friday could be Tokyo. Or they did say Tokyo's got a bunch of different districts, so maybe like they just do all the different districts. Maybe like one's downtown, one is like the highway, one is like the neighborhoods, one is like the industrial area. I don't know. Something like that. So yeah, I no matter what, the map still looks great. Objectively, I think this is a linear upgrade on Horizon 5. I just don't know if it fixes the issue I had with Horizon 5 of the map not having a lot of interesting POIs in it. Or feeling very lively. Or like civilized. Van Racer, you missed a lot of pixels. We've been talking for 2.5 hours. You missed a few. Yeah. With the older maps, they're generally more condensed in terms of landscape versus just cities and towns. Now the maps are bigger, but they're getting more spaced out. Yeah, but I think they, like, I agree with you. Like, in a small, but I think that could also evolve. I think both things can evolve. If you're going to make a bigger map, you can fill it with more stuff. But I do think there's a balance. Like, legit, I do think there is value in having empty spaces. Like, I don't want, you know, a town right here. This is gorgeous, you know. But yeah, I just want to see more of that. I've been proven on the landscape's great. It looks so good. Now I want to see the civilization stuff. Hey, buddy boy. Beto. Didn't I just get one? Oh, 2 people said to me. And also, hey, I can't read everything. All right, hold on. Let me play this. JP's clip is not working for me. For whatever reason, JP's clip isn't working. Let me try Fam's. Or wait, no, Fam's clip is not working. Hold on. JP's... Oh, that's my footage. Hold on. Why can't I... JP's isn't working either. Oh, no, there we go. Okay. But that's, yeah, that's my own clip, so it would have been in my footage. Wow, yeah, it's kind of tripping out. Hello? I don't know why it's not wanting me... If you want to... Okay, how about this? I'll say this. If you want to send me a clip of the squeaking, do it on Discord, please. Because then the stream can also see it. If you send it to me in Twitch chat, the stream can't see it. But if you send it to me on Discord, I can pull it up for the stream. Oh, Fam Guy says I didn't hear it in the Twitch clip posted above. Okay. Well, there you go. But yeah. Need big run-ups for those danger signs, yeah. Entei. Hey, buddy, stop. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Like, I've been proven on the landscape. The landscape looks great. But I really want to see the civilization stuff. Like, I want to see the player houses, too. Like, I'm curious how many player houses we're going to get. Because it kind of seems, in a way, like we get 2, I think. Because, like, the estate, I think, is its own thing, irrespective of a player house. I don't think that's, like, one of the player houses. That's the way I see it, anyway. So I think, like, we'll get to pick a player house and then also have the estate. But yeah, I don't know if we've seen any of the player houses yet. We may have. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, here we go. Okay, hold on. Dudes, let's wrap up with some Rally Edge. I think we can kind of close the book on Horizon for now. Yeah, I'm curious what we're gonna get next week.